You are not safe. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. The very fine people hoax. So let's take a look at this, and we'll see what's going on.
Bro, Donald Trump dumped food into a fish pond after Shinzo Abe did. Why are you trying to make that a negative story?
I don't even know what that
it was
you're
like
talking about there.
It's all of these hoaxes. The very fine people hoax.
I mean, I remember the line. Yeah,
Trump never called Nazis fine people.
He said there were very fine people on both sides,
except the neo-Nazis and white nationalists, who should be condemned totally.
He said that.
Holy.
Yeah, he did. That's the full quote.
Shit.
What a fucking retard. Oh my god.
Brother, it is.
I don't live in your bubble, man. I don't.
You don't live in the fuck.
You don't live in the bubble? But just so you guys can understand this bubble analogy fully. So this is the quote. So Adam's bubble is the smaller bubble. So if anybody's living in a bubble, it's Adam. I mean, because if you want to use this metaphor, this is literally the worst metaphor to possibly use. Why would you use this bubble? This is the worst one. Oh my god.
Brother, it is.
I don't live in your bubble, man. I don't.
You don't live in
I
the.
think that Tim Pool is being way too aggro about this, and because of that, he's making Adam super defensive. And maybe he's doing that on purpose, but yeah, he is. Like, I think Tim goes super aggro about stuff. I don't hate Tim, by the way. I like Tim. I think Tim's fine. I've watched an Adam video I've agreed with too, for that matter. I think this is stupid, but other than that, yeah.
Fucking news, dude! Come the fuck on! You don't read the fucking news! This is what fucking blows my mind!
No, I just don't have
Snopes.
I don't have your
No,
obsessions.
Trump did not call me.
Wait, you don't have your obsessions? I didn't realize it was this bad. So, See, and this is what a lot of people do, is that what I find to be very funny about this is that it's this emotional manipulation gaslighting technique that people like Adam do, and there are other people that do this as well, that weaponize mental illness or the implication of mental illness against other people. And by the way, I do this too, but I admit that I'm doing this. And the thing is that they gaslight you, and then they tell you you're crazy for acknowledging that they're being gaslighted. Or they're gaslighting, excuse me.
Neo-Nazis and white supremacists, very fine people. Bro, it's been almost 10 years, and you still think he did. That's
no,
what's
I
fucked up.
didn't say I think he did. I just don't know what you're talking about because I don't.
You didn't... Wait a minute. Wait a minute. We gotta pause the music here.
That's
no,
what's
I
fucked
didn't
up.
say I think he did. I just don't.
People.
He said there were very fine people on both sides.
Except the neo-Nazis and white nationalists. That's
no,
what's fucked
I
up.
didn't say I think he did. I just don't know.
I love the fact that we can record videos. Isn't that great that we can just record videos and do this? It's so easy. That's crazy. Why do you give lefty lunatics so much credit? You give them too much credit to a fault? I mean, I'm not giving this guy any credit. I mean, he's making himself and everybody who thinks like him look terrible. He is doing more damage to liberalism by being this stupid than Tim ever could. This is awful. Yeah, this is terrible. Like, I'm not giving him any credibility at all.
What you're talking about, because I don't like
Joe
I don't
Biden.
listen to your shit.
It's not about listening to my.
Listen, see, and you can see the obfuscations, right? It's like, well, I don't listen to your bubble. I'm not listening to your news. I don't know everything about this. Like, and you can see these are just these constant minimizations of the fact that you are maliciously spreading propaganda. And it's okay. Like, it's fine. I don't know why Adam can't just say, oh, really? Okay, well, he did 15 other bad things, so let's talk about those. Okay, fine. Let's talk about that. Why do you fixate on the one thing that's bullshit? That's the problem. And this is why, like, there have been things that Trump has done that I've disagreed with. I don't like Trump did X, Y, or Z thing. But the problem is that the people that criticize him completely destroy all of their credibility when they fixate and they latch on to lies. That's the problem. It is that, like, now nobody is going to take them seriously at all because they're fixating on a lie.
Shit, bro, it's reading the news. It's fact checking. Bro, I got Snopes for you. They're not a conservative publication. Even Snopes was like, guys,
I don't know why you're shouting at me. I was just asking you to explain.
Because the issue we have.
And to be fair, Tim is being too aggro here. And I think that he could communicate this point without being this aggressive, and it would make Adam look worse. Because 10% of people will watch this and think that Tim is wrong because of his demeanor. It's like all online conversations and debates are purely manipulation. That's just how it is.
And I apologize because I'm not trying to shout at you. I'm shouting in exasperation that we've had two liberals on in the past 2 weeks who didn't know this. And I'm just like, for the love of all is holy, all I do all day is I read probably 500 news articles every single day from CNN, the New York Times, MSNBC, and all their aggregates. And then liberals come on and they believe things that were debunked 8 years ago.
I didn't say I believed it. I was just asking what you were talking about.
You didn't know this.
Yeah, I don't know everything.
He doesn't.
That you know.
But you did say
fine people hoax.
I mean, I remember the line. Yeah, they're
never called Nazis fine people.
He said there were very fine people on both sides,
except the neo-Nazis and white.
Adam was clearly and obviously asserting that Trump said that there were neo-Nazis that were fine people. He clearly implied this. Adam is acting like a smug idiot. Well, you could have stopped there as Adam. But yeah.
Yeah, I don't know everything that you know.
But I
don't know everything that you know. This is, again, another appeal to triviality, trying to make him look ridiculous for pointing out this obvious lie.
What Biden launched his campaign on.
Yes.
Biden made a public announcement to launch his presidency in 2020 off of this lie. And you didn't know that. 5 years later.
Well, he did know that. He did know it. Like, I mean, do you really think that this guy didn't know that? Adam isn't stupid. He's not stupid. He knows this. He's just making it up. He's lying.
I don't know why you're getting on me about this, but
it's again, I apologize. I'm not trying to get on you. It's the exasperation largely with liberals.
I think the reason why Tim is exasperated is very justified, even though I think it's a bad way to communicate because it can make people think that you're unhinged. I think that he's doing the same. I think CatDany does the same thing too. CatDany can sometimes CatDany can sometimes make a really good point, but he's communicating in a way that's aggro and it puts people against him. But I'm not, and also, like, I don't want to shit on Tim. I'm not shitting on Tim. I'm just talking about this from, like, my third party perspective. But anyway, that's fair. I'm trying to be fair. I think Tim is really exasperated and frustrated because Adam is a very outspoken progressive voice. He's been on Joe Rogan, and he also embarrassed himself, in my opinion, on Joe Rogan as well. Adam is the one that, I'll go ahead and I'll pull this up. with Joe Rogan.
Child's body, that's a choice. Choosing to add hormones to a child's body, that's a choice.
This is him defending kids being trans.
It's a choice blockers. It's a choice on the part of the parent. It's not a choice on the part of the child to like in the same way that being gay isn't a choice. Yeah.
Okay, but if that's who they are, if they think that they're a girl, why do you have to give them hormones to make them more of a girl?
Because I'm sorry. Can you expand on the question?
It's a simple question. If you say that the child thinks it's a girl, so you're going to give the child hormones. If the child thinks it's a girl, let it be a girl. Like, you don't have, why are you adding hormones? If you're shooting hormones into a child and you're affecting the child's development, you're saying that's not a choice. That's nonsense. Of course it's a choice. You're choosing to chemically change this child's body. You're choosing to inject things into this child's body on a regular basis that are going to radically affect the physical development of their body.
Yeah.
And you're saying that this isn't a choice. Choosing to
So let's see if there's any more of this.
Of their body.
Yeah.
And you're saying that
Is this the same one? Yeah, it might just be the same one. But anyway, this is the same guy, okay? This is the exact same guy. So I think he needs to stop going on podcasts. I mean, honestly,
Bro,
it just
Donald Trump-
it doesn't work very well for him. It's not helping him. It's not working, right? And so anyway, the dude's a loony. Yeah, it makes him look bad, and it clearly does. He's a sleazeball. Clout is clout. Well, this isn't helping him. That's the problem, is that it's not helping him at all.
That is the effect of the speech. So you think that whether you have free speech should be your words should be based on the moral worldview of the argument.
So to understand
certain
your view of
arguments-
what free speech means, I'm asking you a question. If somebody says explicitly, you right now commit crime to that person, is that free speech?
Someone says you right now commit crime to that person, and what do they do it?
Yes.
I mean, I guess I'm not a free speech scholar, but like that is there's probably be legal consequences for that free speech.
It is illegal to do that.
That is
See, like, bro, you can see, right? Is all of these people are the exact same. They are all the exact same. The reason why they say, like, just give an answer. Dodge again, yes.
So my point is, upholding the law is marginally good. Sometimes the law is bad, and that's why it's not always good. In this regard,
so wait, you're saying simply the fact that Marco Rubio exercised his legal authority to do something was good. It's like he had the legal authority to do it. He could have enforced this law as he saw it on anybody. He could have enforced it on a comedian, right? Who's in town and goes on stage and says, "Hey, you know what? I disagree with this or that." Or, "Hey, I just did shows in
Canada,
I just did what?
You're not from Canada.
No, but I just did shows in the UK and Amsterdam, and I made fun of UK politics, made fun of American politics.
You wouldn't dare make fun of Islam, though. Go to the UK and mock Islam. Do it.
Well, I.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. The thing is, there is a good answer to this, by the way. There is a good answer to this. Adam doesn't have that answer. But there it is. No, there isn't? Well, no, I think that there is a unspoken rule in politics that you don't make fun of cultures that you don't understand. Like, for example, it's okay for people to go and make jokes about their own race or their own culture, but not make jokes about other races and other cultures. If I said that, and I think that's very fair. That would have been very fair for him to say that. He wouldn't know that? Yeah. Who says we don't understand it? Well, sorry, not understand. Understand's a bad word that you're not a part of. So, for example, I make jokes all the time about how annoying upper middle class white liberals are. That would come off very differently if I was a different race. People would complain about me saying that all the time if I wasn't white. That's the truth. And they would be getting mad. No, you're gaslighting? No, I'm not. George Carlin said this 50 years ago.
Don't have any jokes.
No, they wouldn't. What do you mean? Everybody got furious at Bruce for calling white people crackers. They got mad at Hassan for saying it. And they got mad for Frogan for saying it. But whenever I said I went to Cracker Barrel, and yeah, that sure is true, I didn't get people mad at me because I'm white. That's the truth. Like, my point is that Adam has a good argument against this, but he doesn't know it. He doesn't know it. And that's it. And it's because he doesn't think like me. He's not thinking like I'm thinking. He's a fucking retard.
About Islam.
Why not? They got Pakistani grooming games for raping little girls. Why won't you go to the UK?
What?
Why won't you?
I like how he acts like, oh, wait, what? There's no way. Wait, what do you mean?
Go to the UK and make jokes about Islam.
I don't think it's very funny. I don't have any jokes about it. I'm so confused. Dude.
I don't think it's very funny.
Okay, let me help unconfuse you. Are there jokes that can be made about Islam? Yes or no?
Wait, I don't
yes
want
to.
No?
Uh-oh, bro. See, this is what I was saying, is that, like, people like Adam can only exist in a safe space where only people like Adam exist. They cannot exist in a free marketplace of ideas.
I don't want to go to this particular rabbit hole.
Oh, no. You're terrified. You're a hypocrite.
Of course he is. Yeah, he is.
What?
Are there jokes you can make?
He is. And I completely support Tim on this. 100%. Tim is completely right on this.
About Islam. Muhammad banged a little girl, right?
I'm really baffled.
Come on.
I'd like.
Yeah.
I'm terrified of this subject. I'm not.
No, I'm not.
In the UK, you can be jailed for making jokes about Islam or even bring up the grooming gangs.
So why wouldn't he just use that as an excuse and say, yeah, I'm not going to make a joke over there because it'd put me in jail? That would be a perfect excuse, and I would say, okay, yeah, sure. He actually needs to stop going to these podcasts. He has to stop doing this. Like, just stop doing this to yourself. Why are you hitting yourself? Stop hitting yourself.
There are people who go online and pointed out that a stabbing was carried out by a Muslim, and they got arrested for it. I'll bet you $1,000 you will not go to the UK and make a joke about any of that stuff, because you will not go to a foreign country and, in violation of their laws, speak out against what they've said not to speak out against. Do it. I dare you. $10,000. Cash in your pocket if you go to the UK and make a joke about Muhammad having a 12-year-old wife.
This we got here faster than I thought we would in this conversation. Where you're shouting at me about something I don't understand. I don't really understand how you would think it's incumbent upon me.
He doesn't understand. So it's crazy how people say 9, 12, I don't know. What happened in the year, what was it, 400 or 1400 AD? I don't know. Like, what are we doing here? And so, like, was it 16? Damn, I was fucking off on that. Is it 600? Yeah, okay, all right, that's 600. And anyway, fuck, I lost my train of thought because I was, okay. Anyway, it's very obvious that the reason why he's not doing it, right? It's very, very obvious.
Do you think anybody watching this right now thinks you are confused by the notion?
Yeah, every time that a hypocrisy is brought up, he immediately acts like, oh, I don't know what you're talking about. He's confused. So he simultaneously knows everything whenever he's talking about things that make him look smart, and he doesn't know anything whenever he's talking about things that make him look stupid. Isn't that convenient?
That in the UK you go to jail for mocking Islam?
I don't understand how we got onto you shouting at me about Islam specifically, I'd like to return to a point I was trying to make.
You said people should be allowed to come to this country and speak out against it. And you said you're a comedian, and and you go to other countries, right? And you said you go to the UK. And I said, okay, if you go to the UK, speak out in violation of their laws and see what happens. And you said, I'm confused. I don't understand. What don't you understand? Will you go to Turkey? Will you go to Turkey and speak out against Islam?
I mean, if I have a joke to make, sure. I don't have a joke.
No, because you're not going to. Why not say that you're not a martyr and you don't want to go to jail for breaking the law? That's totally fair. Just fucking say. How can you be so fake and you have so many get out of jail free cards that are so obvious? Like, oh yeah, of course, yeah, let me just go somewhere and break the law and get in trouble to prove a point to you for $10,000. This is the dumbest premise ever. And you just own it. Like, holy fuck, like this is crazy.
About those particular topics.
You would.
I would.
You're saying if you had a joke about.
Oh yeah, sure. I would try to do the best I can. I always try to poke the bear as much as I can. It's part of the job of a comedian. Because
it's just always convenient that you never poke the bear that can bite back, or the bear that is not politically acceptable to poke. That's the problem. It's always nice to make these statements like, oh, I like to poke the bear, but you're not poking the bear. You're poking a tree.
As it pertains to one of the world's largest religions, I mean, come on.
I mean, I haven't written a joke about that recently. All right. So look, hey man, I'm a free speech guy.
Just stop going on podcasts, man. Just stop. Yes. I mean, just stop going on the shows, man. Like, this isn't really, you're not helping yourself out. I mean, let me see if there's any more of these examples here.
Don't agree to things you don't want to hear.
Do you, Tim Pool, believe that as a moral issue, as a practical issue? Do you think that America should be a country in which every foreign national in the country should feel that they should never speak about American politics under pain of legal punishment?
No.
You don't think that that's... Well, you don't agree with that?
You presented me an absolute. Right? You gave me the extreme end.
Okay, so Rumesa Öztürk, I think, is a really illustrative example because it was such a mild
understand that they've made an agreement upon entering this country that if they are in violation of the terms of their visa, it may be revoked. If they come here with the intent of advocating against U.S. foreign policy, that is a consequence. Speech has consequences. I think we're getting hung up on the issue that I've clearly answered, and I understand maybe you don't understand, but...
Yeah, I agree with Tim about this. We don't need foreign agitators. Yep, we don't need it.
Why won't you go to the UK?
Let's see if there's any more examples of this.
I think the issue is, the saying has been for a long time that the left takes Trump literally but not seriously, and the right takes him seriously but not literally. So the question is, what does that mean? Like, the question is, what's going to happen from Trump's directive? You can't tariff a movie. How? However, he can find ways to penalize offshoring of CGI or choosing to film Chicago, but in Vancouver.
But he's not going to do that because he doesn't have coherent policy about literally anything. Even tariffs, the one thing that he the regular tariffs, right? The one thing he really cares about, he's just fucking winging it, like saying random shit, doing math that doesn't make any sense, making deals, canceling deals, like just causing chaos because he has the attention span of a gnat. The reciprocal tariff stuff where they did it based on the trade deficit and all that shit.
But it was on the chart.
Again.
The chart said
You're going to stump for the chart? You're going to back up the chart?
Well, you're arguing they didn't argue a thing that was literally on the picture they showed.
Oh yeah. The math was very dumb.
The math they presented said including trade imbalance and things like that.
Yeah.
So
it said including trade imbalances and other types of structural disadvantages. That's what it said.
Like they said, here's our
yes.
and then someone did the math and they were like, he basically took existing tariffs and then added in the trade deficit.
Yeah.
Yep, there we go. And wow. And there it is. It should just, what was this here? And I kept bringing up the non-monetary barriers. Yes, the non-monetary barriers. And that's it. And so let's go back. We'll look at like maybe one or two more of these. Then there's some other stuff that I want to look at. But yeah, anyway, Adam does look like in my opinion, I think he looks like a fucking moron. Absolute fucking moron.
The claim about a threat to our national security is grossly overestimated. The claim that these people have adhered to Hamas is grossly overestimated. That being said, it is still completely legal in that an individual who comes here on a conditional visa not violate the conditions of that visa.
Sure.
So it's legal.
But dude, I'm asking you, like, do you think it's good for America that like college students who are here on a student visa because of political speech are being thrown into vans and having legal things be done? Sure, it's narrowly legal.
Yes. Yes. Yep. Because they're doing it in support of a terrorist organization. They're actively disrupting the school. And in a lot of cases, they're breaking the law. If these three things weren't happening, then the answer would not be yes. But usually they are, so the answer is yes.
Legal, but like,
torture.
You know, she's sent home. She's being put in a prison, and then she's being like forcibly deported. Do you
W. Huge W. Do it again.
Think that's good for America? Like,
yes, absolutely. Get foreign agitators out of our fucking country. You can't vote here. I don't want to have you protesting and breaking laws here either. Get the fuck out.
Like, this is okay. So you know,
marginally,
absolutely.
You think what do you think is good, even marginally? Like, what's the
ban free speech? I don't consider people that are not citizens to have the full rights of free speech. I don't think that the Constitution should apply to people who aren't citizens. Why not? Because I just don't think it should. That's why. It's the American Constitution. They're not Americans. It's simple.
Minor, small benefit to America.
Do not come to our country and rally against it and its interests.
Yeah.
I apply this too to any of these
So
Canadian...
what is the U.S. interest that her writing an op-ed...
The Suez Canal.
The Suez Canal?
Right.
Let's see if there's any more of these. I think this is the other one, if there's any more of these. Okay, here we go. And this is more him talking. It's not simple because non-Americans can be slaves under that point of view. No, that's not true because owning a slave is also illegal. That's just like, I understand that like you might think that that was like a clever gotcha, but it's not.
You know, a deep down American value is our belief in hard work. We are told as children that if you just work hard enough, if you make the right moves at the job, you can improve your lot in life and be anything you want to be.
Yes.
But in recent years, a lot of us have started to realize that that is, simply put, a fucking lie. The machinery of social mobility has...
The problem is that there is a degree of this that's true. But people like Adam, and this is the biggest problem with people like Adam, is that they have some ideals that I agree with, and this is why I'm the most critical of people like Adam, is that to a degree, what he's saying is true. But to a degree also, and I think a larger degree, what he is saying is not true.
Broken down in America because more American workers are more productive than ever. But most of the gains in our economy for the last 40 years have gone only to those at the top.
And this is why it's so disappointing to see people like Adam try to stump for giving children puberty blockers and supporting Hamas and what was the other one? Oh, right, like lying about like Trump saying things. Is that there are a number of things that he's saying like this that I agree with. But the problem is that this is what, like, you just destroy all credibility whenever you say something like the earth is flat or like children should take puberty blockers. I don't know which one's
wages for
dumber.
regular workers, the people working our asses off every single day, have not kept pace. You know, it can be hard to imagine making a better life for your family when the top 10% of households in this country hold 2/3 of the wealth. And that is why so many of us feel that American value of hard work is bullshit, that we are just treading water no matter how hard we try.
So this is the type of stuff that people like this push, and it is it's very disappointing. And you can see again that people like this do it. Let me see, is this what it is?
I don't know what that means.
We'll watch one more, and then we're going to move on. Let's see here. Why is he changing topics? Wait, which topic? What do you mean? He's literally Rich saying that? Well, of course he is.
Correction, it wasn't particularly over racial issues. I don't know what that means.
You love Trump so much. It's funny you're pulling up his awards.
I don't know why you think I
he's won so many racial awards.
I think it's weird that you think I love Trump.
I mean, you're here talking.
It's crazy how it's crazy how dishonest these people are, isn't it? It's actually insane. It's almost like a programming. Yeah, it's like the same dishonest bullshit. Yeah, it's unbelievable.
About how great his approval numbers are. Like
that's a fact. That's a fact statement.
Your YouTube headlines are all like Trump is crushing. His numbers are up. And the rest of the press is like his numbers are down. And
I never said his numbers were up. I literally just told you right now because of the tariffs, his numbers have gone down.
Dude, look.
I went on Piers Morgan and said Trump's approval is absolutely down. And I said you don't got to look at corporate press. Take a look at Rasmussen. They love Trump, and they have Trump down 4 points.
Let me ask you something.
I don't think you watch my show.
I don't watch it that much. But I've looked at like your YouTube headlines.
We've never said. Correction, it wasn't.
Right. Yeah. I read the headline, and that's what it said. Yeah, it's some high school teenager passive aggressive stuff. Well, has it ever occurred to you that maybe that's part of the underlying reason why I think that we shouldn't let kids get on the internet? Has that ever occurred to you that maybe all of this coming together? Because I understand this is the economy for that kind of stuff. Let me go back. I gotta use the bathroom, and then we'll look at it. We just spectrum on some shit. Yeah, it's embarrassing.